Hi everyone, this is Amber with EyedButterflyDesigns. Today we'll be making a bow using the Easy Bow Maker. Here it is. If you don't already have one, this is what it looks like. You can get them at the craft store, you can get them at Amazon. I'm sure there are plenty of online places you can order them. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button if you would not mind. You would make my day. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, we've got some pretty ribbons to do our pretty bow with. We've got our 2.5 inch, we have another 2.5 inch, and we've got three 1.5 inch ribbons that we're gonna use. Now, to get started, because as much as I love talking to you and you seeing my face, you wanna see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna pull you down so you can see my hands really closely. There we go. That's a much better view. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna start with a 2.5 inch ribbon. Pull you close right here. We're gonna put this on the spool. We have a couple of different dowels right here. This one is where you stick your ribbon. This holds your ribbon in place while you make your bow. And these right here, these are gonna put your, they're gonna act like a third hand pretty much to hold your ribbon while you're making your bow. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, I've got a little piece of something on there. Wipe that off. All right, I'm gonna take my bow, a little fuzzy thing. I'm gonna measure out 10 inches because I'm gonna make a 10-inch tail. Now, these have inch marks on them, so you can easily measure out how big you want your loops to be, how big you want your tails to be, and that way you don't end up with a lopsided bow. Okay, so I'm gonna measure out 10 inches for my tail. So we have 8 inches on this side and another 2 over here. So we're gonna do a 10-inch tail. And I'm just gonna pinch my ribbon at that 10-inch mark. I'm gonna put that pinched ribbon right here in between these two dowels, stick it in, and right where I've put that in here, I'm going to twist it. And the reason I'm doing that is we want this side of the ribbon, this is going to be my tail, my first tail. I want this to show, and this is going to be my first loop. To make the loop, to make it go the right way, we need the ugly side of the ribbon, or the side that has the stitching. We need that facing up so that we get the correct side of the ribbon facing up when we make our loop. So I'm going to make a 6-inch loop, and what I'm doing is going straight to the 6-inch mark. If you can see, 6 inches right here, and I'm just going to place my finger right here at the 6-inch mark, and just like I did before, I'm going to twist right here where I have it inserted in the dowels. You want to make sure you get a really good twist, because that is what makes your bows pop. That's what makes these stand out really well. We're gonna go and do the same exact thing to this side. We're gonna go to the 6-inch mark, put our finger right where the 6-inch mark is, and where we insert this, we're gonna pinch it and twist it. Now, if you need to pull it a little bit more, that's fine. You can adjust it as you need it. Just now, I had a little bit too much on this side. That's fine. I just pulled it, gave it a little more over here, pinched it, and twisted. Now, what I like to do from here is to make sure that these are even. I like to take them. Some people do this. I do this. Neither. It's easier if you can see. I do this on this side, or just pull them to the front just to make sure they're touching, that they're even. They are. Either way is right. Now I'm just going to do the same thing. Now that I have one loop, I could take that first loop and use it as a guide to make sure that this is exactly the same size. I'm going to make one more set of loops with this ribbon and do the same exact thing. So pinch and twist, and then I'm getting a little tangled here. That's okay. It happens sometimes. Some ribbon tangles a little easier than other ribbon. Not all ribbon is created equally. You will find that the more that you do this. All right, pinch, twist. Now, this is the last loop that I'm going to use on this particular ribbon. So I do not want to twist this last one, because I want to see the pretty side of this ribbon as my tail. So we're not going to twist that last one, but I am going to use this tail as a guide to see where to cut it. So I'm just going to cut, and now I have my first set of ribbons in there. If I pull them out, you can see better. There we go. Voila. Now time to add our second set of loops and tails. So we're gonna move on to, I had a pin somewhere. Here it is. All right, there we go. We're gonna take our second ribbon and we're just gonna stack it on top, except this time we're gonna go 1 inch smaller than what we did with this one. So we did 6-inch loops. We're gonna move down to 5-inch loops with this one. I'm gonna keep my tail length the same. So I'm gonna go down to the same 10 inches. I'm gonna pinch it and twist it inside the dowels. Or if it's easier for you to pinch and twist it and then put it in the dowels, that's fine too. There's not a wrong way, whatever is easiest for you. And then we're gonna measure. You see this ribbon's a lot thicker, so you see how it's thicker and the wire is stronger. So you can tell how much better this stands up. This ribbon's beautiful and it's still a nice ribbon, but this one's just a little firmer. And I believe I'm not sure, it's either Hobby Lobby or Michael's, one of those guys. All right, so we're gonna go to 5 inches. So we've got 5 inches, pinch or twist, pinch and twist. It's not an either or situation, guys. Pinch and twist. Pardon me for misspeaking. We're gonna do both of them, pinch and twist. And then we're gonna do the same here, 5 inches on this side, pinch, twist. And I like to fan them out. It makes it easier in the long run if I do them as I go. Same thing here. We're gonna do another set of loops again, using the first one as the guide, pinch and twist. And again, we're gonna cut these loops down here, these loops, I'm sorry, cut the tails down here the same length. And how easy was that? Second one happened so much faster than that first one, didn't it? Because we kind of had a guide as to where we were going. Put that one away. So now I'll show you, let me fan this out. And I will show you what we have now with our 2 different ribbons fanned out. Okay, now we just keep adding them on. And what I'm doing is, with the colors, I'm just kind of rotating the colors. Since we have some that are red and white and some that have the green in them, I'm just rotating the ones that have the green in them. And I'm moving on to the 1.5 inch ribbon. And we're gonna do the same thing we did before. We're gonna go down to 4 inches. So we're gonna take it down another inch. So we started with 6 inch, 5 inch, we're gonna go down to 4 inch. So sometimes you have to move those loops out of the way to find that 4 inch mark. So we got 4 inches here, and then we've got another 4 inches here. And let's make sure they're even. They are even. And we'll do the same thing here. Pinch and twist, and the last one, we do not twist that one. We just let that one go straight down and cut it the same length. I absolutely love this ribbon because it's so thick. I know it just looks like red and white striped ribbon, but it's got such a, you see how well it curls? Look at that. And it's got, wish y'all could feel it. Wish you could just reach in and touch my ribbon. It's got such nice, I don't know, it's got such a nice feel to it. It takes so little to make me happy, guys. Okay, we're gonna go in with the same thing, but you know what? Now that we're getting down to it, I'm just gonna go in with 1 loop each. And this is just a personal recipe that I like to use. There's so many different bow recipes. You can mix it up. You can do different things. There are hundreds of ways to do bows. But when it starts to get really full and the loops start to get where they're going to get crushed in the middle, I like to just make 1. So I'm just going to make 1 of each of these. Again, personal preference. You could totally make 2 if you wanted to, but I'm going to make 1. Make sure they match. And for this last one, I am going to just make a singular loop in the middle. And the way I do that is I'm going to take this, I'm still going to measure my 10 inches, or I'm going to go as long as my last tail, however it is. I think I went a little longer on that last one, but I'm just going to measure down to this last tail, pinch and twist. And instead of making these loops like I did, I'm just going to take a very small loop, just like this. Get that out the way so you can see it. Just a little loop. just like that. I realize that this is on the same side. Don't worry, we will fix that. It confused me at first too, but it's okay. We will make sure that is all straight. So we're just gonna kind of put that in the front for now. All right, now we have all of our stuff on our bow maker. And once you have everything on there, it should look something like this, okay? I know that does not look like the fanciest thing right now, but just wait, it will. We're not finished yet. So there are different ways you could do this. I like to use wire, and I've done it with all of the ways. I've done it all the ways. I find with a wire, it perks my bow up even better. You can do it with a pipe cleaner or a chenille stem, however you want to call it. You can also do it with a zip tie. We'll do it with a pipe cleaner, or with a pipe cleaner, I'm sorry. This is not a pipe cleaner. This is a wire. It's a floral wire. Same concept. If you are using a pipe cleaner, you do it the same exact way. And if you are using a zip tie, you will just take your zip tie, tie it around this, and you will use this. It'll be the same concept for if you're using a zip tie. So I usually take my wire. You're gonna wanna take your thumb, put it at the top. You're gonna wanna, as you lift this up out of here, you're gonna want your fingers to grab both sides of this. You're gonna wanna hold it tight because you don't want all that fun stuff that you just did to come apart. You wanna grab this wire or your pipe cleaner or whatever you have. If you have your zip tie, you're gonna wanna, this is where you're gonna wanna connect it and make sure it's tied together, and you're gonna start wanting to tie it. Okay. Now from here, I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna pull my wire tight. I am gonna start twisting my wire. As I twist my wire, I'm gonna twist the bow with it. You wanna twist your bow instead of twisting the wire. That first time you twist the wire, start twisting the bow instead of the wire. That initial, once you get those first two wires twisted together, you're gonna wanna start twisting the bow. It makes your twist tighter, and it makes your bow pop. Okay, we're done with this. I'm gonna pull you up a little. Peekaboo, hi, hello again. Okay, I'm gonna pull you up a little bit so that I can see you, because we could do this together now. Okay, now we have somewhat of a little, it's starting to look like a semblance of a bow. But we did all that, now we have to really make it pretty. So let's fluff this out. So now we have our wire. Let's just move this to the side so we don't poke ourselves. Let's move that down. And what I like to do is I like to take them and separate everything first. So I'll move you down just a little bit while I do that. Let's separate all of our loops, make sure everything is where we want it, in the place we want it. And guys, everything's wired. You control, the bow does not control you. Put everything where you want it. Okay, this little thing that we said we were gonna fix later, just move it to the front, move it to the center. Nobody will know, I promise. Nobody will know they were both on that side. It's okay. We're just gonna move it to the center. We're just gonna manipulate it and pull it right to the front. See, nobody knows any different. We are in control. Once we have everything moved in the place that we want, then we start fluffing. So get those hands in there. Poof out them bows. Make them nice and pretty. All right. Puff those loops up. And I know this is a long bow video, but on purpose, because I wanted to do it step by step, just to make sure that we were doing everything. I didn't want to take for granted that everybody knows every single step as to how to do it. Not everybody knows exactly how to fluff a bow or exactly how to cut the tails, which we will do in just a second. So if this is parts that you know and you want to go through, you can go right through them. You can fast forward through these parts, or you can fluff your bow with me. All right, now we have some fluffy loops, but you can't stop with the loops. Look out. You see what a difference that just made? Just in those few minutes that it took to fluff the loops of that bow. But you can't stop with that because look at those crazy tails. All right, so we need to trim our tails, and we also need to, you gotta fluff the tails too. You can't stop with the loops. You have to fluff the tails. So let's do that. All right, and again, personal preference. I like to dovetail my 2.5 inch ribbon. And I like to slant cut my 1.5 inch ribbon. It's a personal preference. Some people like to slant everything. Some people like to dovetail everything. It's whatever you like, but I will show you how to do both. Now, when you are dovetailing, you are going to fold your ribbon, and then you are going to cut upwards towards the seams on a slant, just like that first one did not cut right, but that's why I did it twice. And now that is a dovetail, and we'll do it again. This one, easy peasy. Now, a slant cut is just like it sounds. You're just going to take it, cut it right here on a slant. There you go. One slant cut coming right up. Same thing with this. And I'm just taking these, and I like to cut them at different lengths because that gives it dimension. These a little bit shorter. Ooh, I need to oil my scissors. They are stuck together on me. So I'm going to cut these. I like to cut the other side at an opposite angle. See, I need to go a little bit shorter. I like to at least make the sides somewhat even. All right, and now I'm going to go back to dovetailing these 2.5 inch ribbons. Now, once everything's all nice and cut, you want to make sure that they're nice and curled. So the way to do that is take your finger, and you know, like you used to take some scissors and curl, or you still do, people still take scissors and curl ribbon. That's what you just want to do with your fingers, and it'll give your ribbon a nice curl. Give it a little tension when you do it, and it's going to give your ribbon a nice curl. You see the difference that makes in your bow as opposed to it just kind of hanging there. You want to grab all of your ribbon tails and just give it a nice little curl under, and it's really gonna, I mean, you're taking the time to make this nice, big, beautiful bow. You want to make sure it's all finished the way that it should be. It's nice and pretty and finished the way that it should be. So now we have, hello again, here I am. All right, and I'm crooked. Let me straighten myself out. Boy, do I need straightening out. You have no idea. All right, guys. So now we have a nice, pretty Christmas bow made on our Easy Bow Maker. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you learned something from me. And I hope you subscribed and liked. Again, my name is Amber. I'm with Green Eyed Butterfly. I'll be making some more videos here, so hopefully you'll follow me for more. I'll see you later. Thank you.